Hello, everybody, and welcome to the X Factor with the Crypto Hipster. This is your host, Jamil Hasan, the Crypto Hipster, where I bring you news, insights, and analysis from all around the world in crypto and blockchain globally each and every Friday. And this today is episode 46 for the week ending June 30. We are headed into the July 4th weekend in America, and it's a holiday weekend, and people are going to be barbecuing at the pool. It's going to be an amazing weekend. I wish everybody a safe and happy holiday for the summer. And this is going to be an amazing show because we got some things going on that, a lot of time I have spent the last several weeks talking about news events in the US, and this week they're minimal. We have more stuff in Europe and a little bit in Asia, and we have all kinds of interesting stuff in Australia and New Zealand. But, we start off in North America, and let's start off in the US and talk about Coinbase, because Coinbase is awesome, man. It's where you can buy. It's where retail can still buy crypto because. So let's talk about it. Coinbase seeks dismissal of the SEC lawsuit, claims extraordinary abuse of process. Let's see what they say. Let's see what Coinbase says. In the ongoing legal battle between Coinbase and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which has been overstepping their authority in crypto and not handling the fraud that occurs in the board of directors appointments in corporate America, the cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase has filed a motion to dismiss the SEC's complaint. In a legal document filed on Thursday, June 29, with the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, Coinbase raised concerns about the SEC's interpretation of securities laws, suggesting the agency was reaching far beyond its legal authority. True, they don't have the authority. This move underscores Coinbase's determination to challenge the SEC's lawsuit. The motion to dismiss argues that even if all the allegations in the lawsuit are true, they're not, the plaintiff does not have a valid legal claim. Coinbase's legal team stated in the filing, it stated this, I'll read it to you. Even if the SEC were correct that the assets and services it identifies are within the scope of its existing regulatory authority, this legal action must be dismissed on independent grounds that it violates Coinbase's due process rights and constitutes an extraordinary abuse of process. Mr. Coinbase, this kind of thing happens when government bureaucrats are appointed based on who they know and not what they know. So let's try to put a nail in the coffin for that kind of activity. The SEC lawsuit alleged that Coinbase facilitated unregistered trading. It didn't. In 12 digital tokens that were accused of being securities. Why? There's a lot of banking investment in those things. Like, I looked at what they are, and Decentraland and Axie and Matic. And if you look beyond the veil, you'll see Morgan Stanley, you'll see BlackRock, you'll see all these companies that are invested in already. So, they're trying to clear a path for these companies to enter. Unfortunately for them, some cryptos are up today that are outside their purview, which is cool with me. All right. Let me know your thoughts. Let's go. Power to the people and not power against the people. So what does SEC? What does SEC say? They're going to present their response to Coinbase's legal defense on July 13, which is only 13 days away, which is I'm kind of impressed that Gary Gensler can generate a cognitive thought in 2 weeks. But let's go. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission will present its response to Coinbase's first legal defense on July 13. In legal document filing, the SEC submitted a request to the court for a 3-business-day extension. This extension was sought to provide the SEC adequate time to prepare a response to the letter submitted by Coinbase. The defendants, Coinbase, have agreed to the request. Okay. In addition to the court rescheduled the pre-trial conference to July 13, 2 p.m. UTC time, instead of its original date of August 24. Wow. Okay. A pre-motion conference is a request presented by the prosecutor or defense attorney to the court seeking a ruling on a specific matter to the trial. Okay. In the meantime, Coinbase filed what we talked about, that motion. And I'm interested to see how this is going to play out, how this is going to go. Let me know your thoughts. How is it going to go? You know? Oh, wait a minute. That rhymed. I didn't mean the rhyme. It's not haiku. I'm not a soliloquist. I have no idea what a metaphor is for. But hey, let's talk about, drop a bomb. If you want to drop a bomb, like I said before, don't drink a stink bomb. So let's see what Hester Pierce has to say. Because she is crypto mom at the SEC, and she's known for not dropping stink bombs. She's just known for speaking intelligently. She is smart, and not dumb like Gary. Okay, Hester Pierce. U.S. crypto laws can't assume everything as a financial asset. Well, that's true. Let's see what she says. Cryptocurrency laws in the U.S. should be reserved and not regulate the technology as though every use is financial. A commissioner, Hester Pierce, at the U.S. SEC said this past yesterday, actually, Commissioner Pierce appeared remotely at Australian Blockchain Week. That's why there's a whole bunch of news coming out of Australia. It's Australian Blockchain Week. Go outside, see some awesome koalas, see the kangaroos, hop in a pouch. Let's go. Hop around the land. Don't go in the ocean where the great whites are. But hey, I think we have to make sure that whatever regulatory framework you have does not just assume that everything is a financial asset. Okay, that's smart. Smart. Pierce explained while crypto is thought of in very financial terms, other uses exist, such as enabling people to interact without requiring a centralized entity. That's useful in the financial context, but it's also useful in building a social media platform or whatever else, she said. So I just wonder why the SEC went after LBRY. Maybe because it was a competitor to Google and it had a better model. Yeah, so that wasn't a financial asset now, was it? Was it, Gary? No. Okay, protecting investors, she says. He says, Hester Pierce, protecting investors is important, but the government needs to have a good reason to prevent people from investing their own money as they choose. And right now, you don't have a good reason. Okay? Pierce believes any legal framework should take a reserved approach, but include enough clarity that people feel that they can try things. That's called innovation. That's called entrepreneurship. That's called smart. Let me know what you think about Hester Pierce's opinion. Let me know. And once we get to Australia, let me know what your favorite animal over there is. If it's the kangaroo, if it is the koala, if it is the ostrich. Kind of like ostrich steaks a little bit, but they're rare to get here. But hey, let's go to Europe because, like I said, we're going to spend less time talking about the United States today. The EU. And we're going to change gears a little bit to talk about artificial intelligence. Okay. As the EU works on its upcoming AI bill, executives from 160 companies in the industry drafted an open letter on the implications of having too strict of regulations. An open letter to lawmakers in the EU was issued by more than 160 executives from tech companies around the entire world, urging careful consideration of AI regulations not to stunt the industry or markets. As we've seen, bureaucratic organizations with leaders who don't belong there have stunted growth in crypto and in SPACs and other things. But this morning, executives from companies such as Renault, Meta, Spanish telecom company Cellnex, German investment bank Berenberg, and many others pointed to the proposed EU Artificial Intelligence Act, saying it potentially risks the region's competitiveness and innovation. More specifically, the letter warned that rules proposed by the EU would cause heavy regulation of generative AI tools and incur both liability risks and high compliance costs for companies developing the technology. 2 weeks prior, the Parliament in Europe passed the initial EU AI Act, which includes legislation that would force tools like ChatGPT to disclose all AI-generated content and other measures against illegal content. Additionally, the laws intend to prohibit using certain AI services and products. Total bans were placed on technologies such as the public use of biometric surveillance, social scoring systems, predictive policing, emotion recognition, and untargeted facial recognition systems. How do you think this is going to go? What should be the AI rules and regulations? What should be guidelines? What should be best ethics and best practices? Let me know your thoughts on that. How should it go? And we'll talk about that, before the big bill becomes law. Negotiations across parliament members will take place, and they need to figure this out. Government has a tendency to be dum 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 and kill innovation. And how can we not kill innovation and move forward as a technologically global society? So let me know your thoughts on that. And the European Commission is aiming for a universal acceptance with digital euro proposal. Okay, so the EU aims to open up the payments market controlled by banks, Visa and MasterCard. Open it up, I say. Let's open it up. On June 28th, the European Commission announced it had proposed a legislative plan for a digital euro, aiming to make it widely accepted and easily accessible form of payment. The announcement emphasized that allowing individuals to obtain certain digital euros, digital euros altogether, through their banks upon request ensures easy accessibility and prevents citizens from being left behind. The proposal also includes provisions for free basic digital euro services, privacy protection, and offline payments. In a separate proposal, the Commission suggested that banks, insurers, and funds should share customer data with fintech companies in exchange for compensation, aiming to promote the advancement of digital finance. Under this proposal, companies holding large customer data must promptly and continuously share it with participating companies upon customer request, ensuring real-time access to the information. Let me know your thoughts on that. How's that going to go? It sounds smart to me, but But let's go to the UK, where things haven't necessarily been smart, but might be smart. It depends what these have to say about this thing. The UK crypto bill reaches final stage on track for passage. Okay. A bill bringing cryptocurrencies under the same rules applied to traditional assets is set to pass into law in the UK as it reaches its final stages for King Charles' royal assent on yesterday. The final step required for a parliamentary bill to become law. Approved by the upper chamber of commerce, the UK Parliament, the Financial Services and Markets Bill has been discussed in the British Parliament since last July, and it's expected to increase legal clarity and support adoption of cryptocurrencies. The new law will give the Treasury, Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, Bank of England, and Payment System Regulator the power to introduce and enforce regulations for crypto businesses. What are those legislations? What is that rules going to be? It marks a milestone. Yeah, I don't really care about the milestone. I care about what it does. Okay. It could be a catalyst for attracting more crypto firms amid the tight regulatory environment that currently exists all around the world. Recently, VC firms, Andreessen Horowitz, announced its first new offsite outside the US in London, following a productive dialogue with the UK Prime Minister. Let's see how this goes. How's it going to go? Let me know your thoughts of how you think things will work out in the UK. So we're going to go to another place in Europe, another country, Germany. German regulator reportedly rejects Binance. It's a problem because Binance is getting like the shaft all over the world here. They're rejecting Binance's crypto custody license request. All right. The German Federal Financial Supervisory Authority, BaFin, the country's financial regulator, has reportedly rejected Binance's crypto custody license application. The news was first reported by Forward Finance, citing people. Don't cite for people with familiar with the matter. Just give us a name, like Joe Smith, John Doe, Jane Roe. Who knows? Whatever. That wasn't meant to rhyme or be haiku. I'm sorry if I annoyed you. That was meant to rhyme. Cointelegraph reached out to Binance. Somebody's doing research. That's cool. And the regulators are saying, we continue to work with at Binance. We continue to work to comply with BaFin's requirements. As expected, this is a detailed and ongoing process. We are confident that we have the right team and measures in place to continue our discussions with regulators in Germany. Based on the comments from Binance and the exclusive report, it is unclear whether BaFin has officially rejected Binance's bid to acquire the license or verbally inform the company of the same. Well, that might be news. It might be false news. It might be maybe news. It might be possible news. Might be wrong. Who knows? Let's move on. Italy. Pizza. Home of Penny alla vodka and steak pizzola. Italy's central bank calls for framework to prevent stablecoin runs. Okay. Yeah, I hate it when I have the runs. Italy's top banking authority has called for a robust risk-based regulatory framework for stablecoins, which could help prevent a worst-case scenario, a run on stablecoins. Well, last year we had a run on Terra Luna, okay, and that collapsed the whole thing in 3 hours. And Mike Novogratz's Luna tattoo, I still don't know if he has that thing. It's horrible. Central banks recently released Markets, Infrastructures, and Payment Systems report for June has called on regulators to apply the same financial conduct standards to stablecoin issuers in the industry. Okay, the bank said the rise of cryptocurrencies, coupled with several boom and bust cycles in largely unregulated environment, has caused significant consumer harm. Well, that and the SEC, yeah, I agree with you, man. Regulatory attention on stablecoin issuers in particular should be a priority because of its close connection to DeFi, the bank said. A robust risk-based regulation of stablecoins ensuring the prevention of runs is awful, I'll tell you. A few weeks ago, on their issuers is a necessary condition to reduce the fragility of the DeFi ecosystem, given the prominent role of this asset class in decentralized finance. It is crucial that policy interventions on stablecoins and DeFi are well synchronized, since the diffusion of stablecoins is likely to spur new waves of DeFi innovation and increase the interconnection between traditional and decentralized finance. And added, that sounds smart to me. It sounds like I want to go vacation in Italy someday. I want to go have some pizza, and some really good food. Let's move on to Slovakia. They also have good food in Slovakia. I used to work with a man who was from Slovakia. He invited me to his wedding. That was really nice. I haven't talked to him in a number of years, but he was a friend, and he was from Slovakia. Slovakia Parliament votes to approve lower crypto taxes. Members of Slovakia's National Council of the Slovak Republic, the country's parliament, have voted to approve lower crypto taxes, along with traditional measures affecting cryptocurrency holders. The National Council voted to approve an amendment that will reduce personal income tax on profits gained from the sale of cryptocurrencies held by users for at least 1 year. Smart. The taxes will be lowered to 7%, which is a significant decrease from the current taxation sliding scale of either 19% or 25%. Payments received in cryptocurrencies up to 2,400 euros will not be taxed. That sounds good. Wow. That sounds promising. Awesome. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. Before we go to the land of kangaroos and koalas, we're gonna talk about Asia just a little bit. There's some stuff going on that you should know about. First is HSBC, which is a bank. HSBC rolls out cryptocurrency services in Hong Kong. 3 crypto ETFs have been listed on the stock exchange Hong Kong, are now available for trading by HSBC. Wow. Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC, the biggest bank in Hong Kong, has introduced its crypto services. We just said that. Yeah, well, I got to say it again. Let's say it again. HSBC has enabled its customers to buy and sell Bitcoin and Ethereum and Ether-based exchange traded funds, ETFs. According to a report, HSBC will specifically offer crypto ETFs listed on the stock exchange. That might be coming in the US, you know. At the time of the writing, the exchange lists 3 crypto ETFs, including CSOP Bitcoin Futures ETFs, CSOP Ethereum Future ETFs, and Samsung Bitcoin Future Active ETFs. The move aims to expand local users' exposure to cryptocurrencies in Hong Kong. And according to Hong Kong has 1.7 million active users, and all retail transactions are reportedly processed online. Okay, so I am going to go on and let me know your thoughts on that. Okay, sounds promising, sounds good. So let's go to South Korea. Okay, but I'm just saying that if the SEC keeps appointing and the US keeps appointing or accusing cryptos of being securities, they may just end up on the New York Stock Exchange and traded as securities. And would that be a good thing, a bad thing, an indifferent thing? What are your thoughts on that? Okay. South Korean government ethics panel will address lawmakers' alleged misconduct on crypto trades. The Ethics Investigation Authority Committee of the South Korean government has reportedly convened to discuss potential disciplinary measures against the National Assembly member Kim Nam-kook for alleged conflicts of interest involving crypto trades and related legislation. According to a June 26 report from the Korea Times, the advisory committee has held 3 meetings following allegations that Kim traded roughly 6 billion won, more than 4.5 million at the time, in WeMix tokens, amid the government implementing policies that could have impacted the price of crypto assets. As a member of South Korea's National Assembly, Kim had some authority in handling laws related to digital assets. And following the news of involvement of Kim, crypto trades, he left the Democratic Party of Korea, and policymakers passed a law requiring disclosure and registration of crypto assets by certain government officials. Sounds like a saga and a drama. And let me know if I should make that into a book. But in the meantime, we're going to go on here and talk about the law they passed in South Korea. In a law they passed to tackle unfair trading, South Korea's government is taking steps to protect crypto investors from implosions like Do Kwon's Terra ecosystem by passing a new crypto bill. On June 30, the National Assembly passed a virtual asset user protection legislation. The bill is designed to regulate unfair trade practices and protect crypto investors. The legislation reportedly integrates 19 crypto-related bills, providing a unified bill defining digital assets and imposing penalties for illicit trading activities, like using undisclosed information, market manipulation, and other unfair trading practices in crypto. The main point? What's the point? The main point of the Virtual Asset User Protection Act is to apply the Capital Market Act first to virtual assets with a securities nature. This legislation also aims to establish a basis for imposing penalties and liability for damages caused by unfair crypto trading. Okay. Now we go to the land of the kangaroo. Okay. All right. Crypto regulatory approach is needed now. Says, no, not needed now. No, this is not Australia. This is New Zealand. This is New Zealand. That's the rocky place outside of Australia. That's the mountains and stuff over there. Crypto regulatory approach is not needed now, says New Zealand Central Bank. Oh, it's coming from a central bank. So let's be wary what the central bank has to say. The New Zealand Central Bank is ramping up its monitoring of stablecoins and crypto assets following public submissions, but has stopped short of calling for regulatory approach. Ian Woolford, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's Director of Money and Cash, said in a statement that RBNZ agrees that a regulatory approach isn't needed right now, but increased vigilance is. Says, new forms of money, such as crypto and stablecoins, create opportunities and risks for New Zealanders and the financial system. Have your say now on how we should respond. That's what they said. 50 stakeholders have submitted responses discussing crypto and decentralized finance. And we have more to learn about this, but crypto has significant risks and opportunities, along with uncertainties about the sector's development, which gives it need for extra attention. So they're going to have extra sessions, and let's not jump to conclusions. But I want to learn what's going on in Australia, and Australia says CBDCs aren't about solving today's problems, says the CBDC lead. Rao, not Rao Sauce, but not Dilip Rao, a former Ripple executive who's now leading Australia's CBDC pilot, says that central bank digital currencies may not solve any problem faced today, but could be the answer to ones not even fathomed yet. He's spearheading that organization, the research project, said it may not solve a problem today, but it may solve a problem day after tomorrow. So there are many use cases of CBDC. There could be large institutions and tokenizing assets, mitigating risks, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay. I'm interested to know what you find out in your research about what the whole bunch of other stuff is. And let me ask my audience, let me know your thoughts. What's this whole bunch of other stuff? Blockchain Australia's CEO calls for unified efforts to stamp out crypto scams. Simon Callaghan says this new CEO, Blockchain Australia's new CEO, is urging Australian banks, the government, and the crypto industry to come together to combat rising cryptocurrency scams. Speaking on the final day of the Australian Blockchain Week in Melbourne, Callaghan announced the association will now be focused on helping prevent scams that involve crypto, among many other efforts. He says, we're going to work hard. We're going to have to work hard within the banking sector. We're going to have to work hard with the government. Scams often originate on social media, he says. Crypto is either an exit point or minor place in the life cycle of the scam. The scam happens much further up the chain. Yes, I agree. It actually starts at conception of the scam. But let me know your thoughts. Where does it start? Does it start at the conception of the scam? Who's to start by? What's important? What are we actually looking for? What's our due diligence? Crypto debanking could drive industry underground, according to the Australian Treasury. The growing trend of banks cutting services to cryptocurrency companies in Australia could lead to undesired consequences, like making the industry less transparent, according to the Treasury Department. On Wednesday, the Australian Department of Treasury published an official statement addressing potential policy responses to debanking in Australia. Debanking occurs when a bank declines to provide services to a customer, citing issues like anti-money laundering, sanctions, compliance, reputational risk considerations, and others. According to the Treasury, there is a clear lack of data on debanking practices in Australia, which makes it challenging to devise effective policy responses. The government acknowledges the importance of insightful data to monitor any potential policy responses to debanking, the statement reads. Okay, let me know your thoughts on all debanking in Australia. I'm just more excited about hopping around on a kangaroo or a camel. Speaking of camels, let's go to Middle East. Let's see. Israel. Israeli authorities seize crypto from terror organizations and credit new technology. Okay. Israel has seized crypto wallets containing millions of dollars intended to fund terror, the country's National Bureau of Counterterrorism Financing announced this past week. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant credited collaboration among the Israeli Defense and Justice Ministries, Israeli intelligence, and new technology for the operation. Speaking at the conference, Gallant said the operation concluded a few days ago and seized crypto that had been transferred to terrorist organization Hezbollah and the Iranian Quds Force. It was the largest seizure of crypto from these groups so far. He says, we have effectively cut off the flow of terror funds via this channel. In recent months, we have developed at National Bureau of Counterterrorism Financing and the Ministry of Defense, in collaboration with intelligence and enforcement agencies, new capabilities that have led to very significant achievements also on this battlefront. He said Hezbollah, Quds, and Syrian elements have been using crypto to obtain funds from third parties, mainly money changers with whom they perpetrated unlawful transactions. Congratulations. Awesome. I'd love to know more details about these new technologies. I'm inviting you to come as a guest on the Crypto Hipster podcast so my audience and we can learn a lot more about what your new technologies are, how they've been helpful, beneficial. I invite you, Israeli Department, to my show. And last but not least, let's talk about Africa. Crypto offers Africans a lifeline from inflation and corruption. Chris Maurice, founder and CEO of crypto exchange Yellow Card, said in Africa, crypto isn't a casino it can sometimes feel like in the West. While many investors in the West look to crypto to speculate on the next biggest trend, blockchain technology is solving real-world problems in Africa, such as hyperinflation and corruption. I would love you to solve corruption in the U.S. by bureaucratic agencies that have been overstepping their boundaries. That'd be awesome. Speaking, Chris Maurice, founder and CEO of Yellow Card, Africa's largest cryptocurrency exchange, said crypto in Africa is growing at the speed of light because it allows many Africans to escape from the traditional financial system's failures and transact more freely. I'd love to see that in the U.S. Crypto solves real-world problems with banking and currencies on the continent and isn't the casino that it can feel like in the West. I love you, man. That's awesome. Thank you for being there. Thank you for doing you. And that's the wrap for the episode of Crypto Hipster X Factor with the Crypto Hipster. This has been a lovely engagement with you all. This wraps up June, and next week is going to be July, and I'll bring you that episode Fridays. I bring it each and every Friday. Have a wonderful week. For those in the U.S., enjoy Independence Day. It's going to be a great Independence Day. Have some barbecue, go to the pool, go to the beach, spend time with family and friends, live it up, and we'll see you next week.